There is a quiet misunderstanding when one first speaks of spiritual awakening. Many imagine visions of light, states of bliss, or communion with the divine, and while all of this may come, they often forget the sacred vessel that walks this path with us, the body. The body, so often dismissed as flesh and bone alone, is in truth a living temple where consciousness breathes. To awaken spiritually is not merely an affair of the soul or the mind. It is a full-spectrum transformation, a reorganization of your entire being. Your body is not separate from the expansion of awareness. It feels, absorbs, and integrates every sacred frequency that your spirit dares to remember. Comment: my body is awakening. If you feel the energy shift within, as your perception begins to open, stretching beyond ordinary senses into the luminous field of the unseen, your body begins its own silent dance. At first, these shifts may appear subtle. A tingling in your hands, warmth rising through the spine, breath deepening without command. But over time, as the sacred fire of awareness anchors more deeply within you, the body, too, evolves. The energetic blueprint you carry begins to upgrade itself. Like a tree drawn toward sunlight, your form leans toward a higher rhythm. Your flesh responds to the songs of the unseen. To understand this, we must leave behind the illusion that the body is solid. It is not. The body is not a stone. It is a current. Beneath skin and muscle lies a sea of frequencies, shifting and responding to every thought, every emotion, every thread of your consciousness. And during a spiritual awakening, that inner sea becomes stirred by a higher tide. Your inner energy, once dormant, begins to hum with new tones. You are not only remembering who you are, your body is remembering what it is: a receiver of light, a mirror of truth, a transmitter of divine intent. With this remembrance often comes heightened sensitivity. You may feel more attuned to sound, temperature, or touch. You might notice sensations arise for no reason at all. Heat flooding the chest, pressure on the crown, waves of electricity pulsing down your limbs. Do not fear this. These are signs that your nervous system is recalibrating. You are learning to live in resonance with truth. You are becoming aware of energies that once lived beneath your threshold of awareness. Now they rise, not to disturb, but to align. Another transformation whispers itself into your nights. Your sleep begins to shift. The hours you once rested may now become thresholds of revelation. You may wake at sacred hours, 2 a.m., 3:33, your body pulled into wakefulness, not by fear, but by frequency. The dreams you once forgot now arrive with symbolic clarity, heavy with meaning. And when sleep does come, it is either deep as the void or as restless as a soul being rewired. This is not insomnia. This is not a defect. This is your body recalibrating itself to the language of spirit. And with this, energy levels fluctuate like the phases of the moon. Some days you may rise bursting with radiant strength, light on your feet, open in your chest, as if gravity has released you. Other days you will feel dense, heavy, as though your body is asking for deep stillness. Honor both. This is the rhythm of spiritual integration, the inhale and exhale of divine embodiment. Your cells are absorbing more than nutrients now. They are absorbing light, and like any wise garden, they must rest to grow. As the body walks beside the soul in awakening, it begins to whisper its preferences, quietly at first, then with undeniable clarity. What once satisfied now repels. Foods you used to crave may feel dense, lifeless, incompatible with the new rhythm pulsing through your cells. You may find yourself longing for lightness, fruits, roots, pure water, and sun-kissed greens. The body, in its ancient intelligence, is no longer asking merely to be fed. It is asking to be harmonized. It wants nourishment that carries frequency, food that remembers the earth, the stars, and the source. This transformation is not about diets or discipline. It is about resonance. Heavy, processed foods may now weigh down the subtle systems within you. You may sense a fog in the mind, a dull ache in the belly, or an inexplicable emotional heaviness after eating what once seemed harmless. This is not punishment. This is evolution. Your body is becoming more transparent to the energies flowing through it, and as your soul rises in vibration, your body too must release what no longer matches its song. Beyond food, there arises a magnetic pull toward nature, the wild, the elemental. You may feel an urge to walk barefoot, to touch trees, to let your skin kiss the wind. This is no accident. Your body, though born of flesh, is made of the same patterns that form rivers and constellations. During awakening, it yearns to reconnect with its elemental kin: earth, water, fire, and air. Each step you take on soil recharges your field. Each breath of pure wind clears the fog from your aura. The body, as it ascends, seeks to return to the simplicity from which it was formed. And with this return, the body begins to purge. Stored within the tissues are old emotions: sorrow not wept, anger suppressed, joy denied. These energies, once tolerated, now rise like waves seeking release. You may feel unexplained aches, muscle tension, or sudden waves of sadness. This is not illness. This is liberation. The body is shedding the past. It is making space. Just as the soul cannot carry old beliefs into higher realms, the body cannot carry trapped emotions into a higher vibration. Let them rise. Let them go. In this sacred purge, your role is not to fight, but to witness. Create space for rest. Allow the tears. Breathe deeply into the tension. Salt baths may help. Breathwork may move the energy. Gentle movement may unlock what is frozen. But more than anything, offer your body kindness. It is doing the miraculous. It is shedding lifetimes of density, so that it may hold the light of your becoming. This is not a phase. This is a holy initiation. As your energy field expands, you may also begin to feel what is not yours. You might walk into a room and sense sadness, or meet a stranger and feel your chest tighten. This sensitivity is not weakness. It is refinement. Your auric field is tuning itself to subtle dimensions. You are becoming a reader of vibrations, a translator of energy. But with this gift comes responsibility. You must now learn to protect your energy, to ground, to cleanse, to say no when needed. For your body is now a sacred instrument, and sacred instruments must be honored. There comes a time in the awakening journey when the night no longer belongs to unconsciousness. Sleep, once a predictable rhythm, transforms into a gateway. Your body may wake you in the early hours, not to disturb your rest, but to initiate sacred integration. These 2 a.m. awakenings, these 4 a.m. stirrings, are not insomnia. They are the body's way of processing light. The energetic tides within you shift, and the subconscious opens. Dreams deepen. Messages arrive in symbolic form. Your body is in conversation with realms beyond the veil. You may find it difficult to sleep as you once did. Rest may come in strange waves, brief, intense, or dream-heavy. You might lie in stillness, not anxious, but awake in a deeper way. This is the nervous system adjusting to an influx of frequencies. The brain is learning how to operate while receiving more information from the invisible. It is rewiring itself to perceive multidimensional truth. The body, too, adjusts its rhythms. This is why exhaustion may follow euphoria, why rest becomes sacred, and sleep a ceremony. Energy levels become unpredictable. One moment you feel as though sunlight is coursing through your veins. Another, it's as though your bones have turned to stone. This contrast is not imbalance, it is alignment in motion. Your body is learning to dance with a wider spectrum of light. On high-energy days, movement flows with ease. You walk taller, breathe deeper, your voice vibrates more clearly. On low-energy days, stillness becomes necessary. The body is integrating frequencies that the mind cannot yet name. During this recalibration, the body begins to show you its hidden language, sensations that speak without words. A sudden flutter in the chest, warmth behind the eyes, pressure at the crown. These are not random. They are responses to energy shifts. Your nervous system, your lymphatic pathways, your bones, they are all recalibrating. Tingling, buzzing, waves of heat. These are energetic signatures, not physical malfunctions. The veil between form and spirit thins, and your body becomes both translator and witness. What once went unnoticed now becomes intense. Lights may feel brighter, noises sharper, crowds more overwhelming. You are not becoming fragile, you are becoming sensitive. Sensitivity is intelligence in the realm of spirit. Your energy field is no longer tolerating density. You feel the dissonance between what you are becoming and what no longer fits. This is your body guiding you, showing you what environments support your expansion and which ones contract your being. Trust its wisdom. It knows the way. In the midst of these changes, remember this: the body is not malfunctioning, it is awakening. You are not broken, you are being remade. The old systems within are dissolving to make space for a new alignment. The more you listen, the more you cooperate. The more you surrender, the more your body becomes an ally. This journey is not just about the light you see in meditation. It is about the body that learns to hold that light and to walk with it into the world. One of the earliest transformations during spiritual awakening begins not in the stars, but on your plate. Without warning, your cravings shift. What once delighted you may now feel heavy, dull, disconnected. The body, now aware of finer frequencies, begins to reject what dims its light. You may no longer resonate with dense, processed, or artificially flavored foods. Your appetite becomes a compass, not toward satisfaction, but toward alignment. You are not losing taste. You are regaining clarity. This shift is not guided by guilt or control, but by vibration. Foods carry frequencies. A piece of fruit grown under the sun holds a different vibration than a boxed meal manufactured in haste. Your body, in its growing wisdom, begins to detect this. It seeks purity. It longs for nourishment that speaks the language of light. You may feel drawn to plant-based meals, herbal teas, mineral waters, not for trend, but because your cells remember. They are aligning with the rhythm of the Earth's intelligence. This remembrance deepens your bond with nature. Suddenly, you are no longer satisfied indoors. You crave soil under your feet, wind on your skin, water running across your hands. These are not indulgences. They are recalibrations. The body, once entrained to artificial environments, now responds to the call of elemental forces. It seeks resonance with the living world. This is because your physical form was born of the same elements. You are water, earth, fire, and air, woven together by consciousness. In this sacred relationship, healing unfolds. Touching the earth balances your nervous system. Gazing into the flame recalibrates your inner fire. Listening to the wind clears your auric field. Immersing in water cleanses emotional memory. These aren't rituals of the past. They are technologies of the soul, encoded in the body's memory. As you awaken, your body begins to recall its role as a bridge between the natural and the divine. Every contact with the elements is a reunion. And yet, as old energies surface for release, physical symptoms may emerge. You may feel aches in places you thought healed, sudden tightness in your shoulders, or strange pulsing through your legs. These are not merely bodily complaints. They are echoes of emotional memories, surfacing so they can be alchemized. The body is your living record. It holds unexpressed sadness, ancient fears, even generational patterns, all waiting for your light to set them free. When discomfort arises, meet it with presence, ask what it holds, then breathe through it. To support this transformation, new habits naturally emerge. You may feel called to move with purpose, to practice yoga, stretch with awareness, or walk in silence. You may begin to eat slower, sleep more, speak less. All of this is not regression. It is refinement. You are syncing with a higher intelligence. The body is not resisting change. It is embodying it. And in doing so, it reminds you, this is not a race to enlightenment. It is a sacred return to wholeness. One breath, one bite, one step at a time. There is a sacred intelligence that lives in your skin, your bones, your breath, and as the spiritual awakening deepens, it begins to speak. But it does not use words. It speaks through sensations, rhythms, pulses, and aches. What you once called a random pain, you now understand as memory. The body holds everything, unspoken emotions, denied experiences, ancestral echoes. And when the soul begins to rise in frequency, the body opens its archives. It asks you to feel what was never allowed to surface. These physical releases are not punishments. They are invitations. That ache in your chest may not be a defect. It may be grief, generations old. That pressure in your back may be a burden you've been carrying, silently for years. During awakening, the body does not lie. It cannot pretend. What is out of harmony will make itself known, not to harm you, but to heal you. And healing often begins in discomfort. This is the body's language of transformation. Sensation as signal, pain as portal. When old emotions rise, they ask not for explanation, but for presence. You may find yourself weeping without story, trembling without fear, or yawning deeply as energy leaves your field. These are signs of release. The nervous system is flushing what the mind could not process. Breath becomes your bridge in these moments. Conscious breathing opens channels that trauma once closed. Each inhale carries the code of renewal. Each exhale carries away what no longer belongs. This is why stillness is so important. Not to escape life, but to hear it more clearly. In stillness, the body reveals what movement hides. Your breath slows, your senses sharpen, and your inner landscape becomes visible. Meditation, gentle movement, sacred baths. These are not luxuries, but alignments. They create the conditions for inner order. They give the body space to reveal, repair, and realign. Stillness is not absence of motion. It is presence of awareness, and through awareness, healing flows. But with sensitivity comes vulnerability. As your energetic field becomes more refined, you may find yourself affected by energies that never touched you before. Crowded rooms, emotional outbursts, loud environments. What once seemed normal may now feel unbearable. This is not weakness. This is attunement. Your body, your field, your essence, they are becoming more crystalline. They resonate only with truth. And anything false, chaotic, or misaligned causes a visible ripple in your system. To protect this rising sensitivity, you must become a steward of your energy. This does not mean isolation. It means discernment. It means learning the difference between solitude and loneliness, between silence and suppression. You will learn when to say yes and when to say nothing at all. Your body, in its subtle whispers, will guide you. It always knows. And when it asks you to rest, to breathe, to step back, it is not resisting life. It is preserving light. Listen, the body is not your obstacle. It is your oracle. As your awakening unfolds, the invisible becomes visible. Not to the eyes, but to your inner knowing. You begin to feel the sacred centers of energy within your body stir, pulse, and open. These are the chakras, not symbols, but real energetic gateways, vibrating wheels that organize your being between heaven and earth. With each expansion of consciousness, a new chakra awakens, aligning you with the frequency of truth. And through each one, your body becomes not just aware, but divine. It begins at the root, the base of your spine, the anchor of your earthly existence. This center governs safety, survival, and your connection to the earth. During awakening, it may tremble. Old fears rise. You may feel a sudden need for grounding, to walk barefoot, to eat root vegetables, to build sanctuary. This is the body's way of saying, I am preparing to hold more light. I must first feel safe. Tension in the lower back or legs is not a malfunction. It is the clearing of ancestral fear. Let it go. Let the ground hold you. From there, the energy rises to the sacral, the space below your navel, home to emotions, creativity, sensuality. Here, you may feel waves of emotional intensity, sudden tears, or desires that surface without logic. The sacral is the ocean within, fluid, mysterious, and deep. As it awakens, you may experience a release of what was repressed, past lovers, forgotten grief, dormant creativity. This chakra asks you to feel again, to feel fully, so your body may become a channel, not a container of emotion. The solar plexus, seated in your upper abdomen, is the flame of your will, your personal sun. When it activates, you remember your power, but before you can embody it, you must face the illusions that kept it dimmed. Doubt, shame, and false humility rise to be burned. You may feel warmth in the belly, fluttering, or digestion changes. This is your body reclaiming self-trust. You are no longer bound by who you were told to be. You are beginning to radiate from who you truly are. Then comes the heart, the sacred bridge. When this chakra opens, it is rarely soft at first. It cracks. You may feel an ache in the chest, a surge of compassion, or old heartbreak revisiting. This is not regression. It is release. The body is softening so it can carry the frequency of unconditional love. Pressure in the chest is the heart expanding. Breathlessness is love preparing to anchor. You are being taught how to live not from defense, but from openness. And with that, love flows, inward and outward. Above the heart, your throat begins to shift. You may feel tightness, hoarseness, or the sudden urge to speak truth. The throat chakra governs expression. When blocked, you swallow pain. When opened, your voice becomes medicine. This center requires courage to tell your story, to say no, to honor silence when it's sacred. Your words now carry energy. Your tone becomes a tuning fork. And as your throat clears, your entire energy system begins to harmonize around truth. These awakenings are not isolated, they are symphonic. One chakra opens, and the others sing in response. Your body is not merely changing, it is remembering its original design. Each chakra is a note, each note a bridge, each bridge a path home to your essence. This is not a fantasy, it is the architecture of awakening, and it is happening within you now. Beyond the throat lies a gate you cannot touch, only feel. It is the third eye, the seat of inner vision, resting gently between your brows. When this chakra activates, the world begins to shimmer. Not with fantasy, but with deeper clarity. You may begin to sense what others feel without speaking. You may dream vividly, receive flashes of insight, or feel pressure at the forehead, as if something ancient is waking inside you. This is not imagination. This is perception beyond the ordinary mind. You are learning to see with the eye of the soul. But to truly open this center, you must pass through the corridor of stillness. The third eye does not respond to logic. It opens in silence. It requires that you listen to what lies beneath thought. The more you quiet the external, the more the internal reveals itself. Meditation becomes more than a practice. It becomes a sacred necessity. In those moments of quiet, your body aligns with frequencies you cannot describe. You begin to feel truth before it's spoken. You begin to trust the unseen. And then, the highest gateway opens, the crown chakra, located at the top of the head. This is the temple spire of your energetic body, the place where your essence meets the cosmos. As it awakens, you may feel tingling, heat, or a spiraling sensation on your scalp. These are not accidents. They are signals that divine intelligence is flowing through you. The crown does not awaken you to knowledge. It awakens you to unity. The illusion of separation begins to dissolve. You no longer pray to the heavens. You remember that the heavens are within you. This level of awakening can bring profound ecstasy, but also periods of disorientation. You may feel ungrounded or spaced out. The energy flowing in is so vast that the nervous system may need time to adjust. This is why grounding practices are essential, even at the highest levels of spiritual development. Walk in nature, breathe deeply, touch the earth, anchor the light so it can transform your reality. Ascension is not about leaving the body. It is about embodying the divine here, in this form. As these higher centers open, your posture begins to shift. You stand taller. Your spine naturally aligns, as if pulled upward by a golden thread. This is not about physical correction. It is energetic alignment. Your chakras are forming a current, earth to sky, root to crown, and your body responds by opening its core. You may feel the need to move differently, more slowly, more intentionally, more reverently. Movement becomes a ritual. Even walking becomes a meditation. This reconfiguration is not symbolic. It is structural. The body is adapting to house more light. The crown is not the end of the journey, but the opening of a sacred loop. As it receives light from above, the root sends it into the earth. You become a bridge between realms. Energy flows through you, not as a possession, but as a blessing. Your body, once overlooked, now becomes your temple, your altar, your sacred home, and every breath you take affirms this truth. You are divine, embodied. As the chakras awaken, a finer system stirs from its slumber. The nadis, the silent rivers of energy that flow through every fiber of your being. These channels, once dormant or obstructed, begin to open with gentle force. You may feel them not as concepts, but as living sensations, vibrations in your hands, electric pulses in your feet, heat dancing along your spine. These are the whispering paths of light being cleared. Your inner architecture is aligning with a higher order. When the nadis open, the body begins to hum. You may notice a sudden rush of warmth across your skin, or an internal glow, as if your organs are awakening to their cosmic memory. This is not imagination. This is purification. The more these channels activate, the more efficiently energy flows from your spirit into your form. And when the flow is smooth, the body feels alive in a new way, not just strong or healthy, but sacred, electric, and alert. You begin to live as light in motion. This refinement trickles down into the cellular level. Your cells, once focused only on survival, now begin to vibrate at new frequencies. You may feel changes in your skin, your digestion, your heartbeat. It's subtle, yet unmistakable. Your body is becoming crystalline, not in a mythical sense, but in its ability to hold and transmit coherent light. You are no longer a body trying to awaken. You are awakening itself, wrapped in a living structure that evolves with your every breath. And with this evolution comes heightened sensitivity. The body now responds instantly to energy, from people, from places, from emotions. What once seemed tolerable now feels toxic. Bright lights may irritate, loud sounds may jolt your nervous system. You are not becoming fragile, you are becoming refined. Your nervous system, your skin, your heart, all of them are recalibrating to support higher states of consciousness. It is not just your spirit that is awakening. It is your biology becoming sacred. In this sacred state, movement becomes holy. You may feel called to dance, stretch, float, or walk in silence. These are not just exercises, they are energy rituals. You are allowing light to move freely through your joints, muscles, and bones. This is why gentle movement, Tai Chi, yoga, walking meditations become so essential. It is not about fitness, it is about flow. It is about tuning your physical body to the symphony of spirit. You are not exercising, you are harmonizing. And at the peak of this transformation, you realize something profound. Your body is no longer a vessel that follows, it leads, it guides. It senses truth before thought can name it. It shows you when to rest, when to move, when to speak, when to pause. The body becomes your spiritual compass, not beneath the soul, but one with it. And in honoring it, you do not delay your awakening. You deepen it, you embody it, you live it, moment by moment, cell by cell. As the energy of awakening deepens, the body begins a sacred process of purification. It is not always gentle. Old toxins, physical, emotional, and energetic, rise to the surface like ghosts, asking to be released. You may experience sudden fatigue, unexpected aches, skin breakouts, or changes in digestion. These are not illnesses, they are echoes. Your cells are letting go of what no longer resonates with your evolving vibration. The body is not in crisis, it is cleansing the past to hold more light. You may feel drawn toward simpler foods, fruits, water, greens, herbs. You may lose interest in substances that once numbed or distracted. It is not discipline, it is resonance. The body, intelligent and awake, now recognizes what aligns and what disturbs. Processed, artificial foods feel too heavy. Addictions lose their grip. The voice of your body becomes louder, not in language but in feeling. Cravings fall silent, desires become clean. You are returning to the original purity that once lived within your form. And just as toxins clear, so too do old patterns. At the cellular level, the very rhythm of your energy begins to change. You may feel strange vibrations in your hands, pulsing in your feet, or heat in your spine. These are not random. They are signs of rewiring. The body is updating its inner software. Emotions once trapped in tissue begin to dissolve. Nervous system pathways once locked in survival patterns begin to open. You are not just healing, you are being rewritten, restructured to hold divine awareness in the flesh. During this time, stillness becomes a sacred ally. Rest is not laziness, it is integration. Sleep may increase or become unpredictable. Your dreams may intensify. You may feel called to lie in silence, to breathe deeply, to do less. The body knows when to move and when to retreat. Honor its timing, for in rest, your cells are rebuilding. Your bones are remembering. Your blood is receiving new codes. This is not a breakdown. It is the reorganization of form around soul. Sensitivity increases, not only to people, but to light, sound, scent, and space. You may walk into a room and feel it immediately, dense or light, chaotic or sacred. Your body becomes an oracle, a tuning fork, that responds before the mind can interpret. This heightened awareness is a gift, but it requires care. Create sacred space. Surround yourself with beauty. Choose peace over noise. Your body is no longer armored. It is open, receptive, awake, and that is both powerful and tender. In the quiet of this sensitivity, you will notice something miraculous. Healing becomes faster. The body begins to regenerate in ways you never expected. Wounds close quickly. Inflammation reduces. You bounce back from emotional turmoil with new grace. This is not superstition. This is coherence. Your system is now aligned with divine intelligence. The immune system, the heart, the breath, all of it responds to the higher order of energy flowing through you. You are becoming not just healthy, but whole. As the body transforms under the guidance of awakening, the mind begins to reveal its deeper role. No longer just a thinker, it becomes a transmitter of vibration, and every thought becomes a signal, every belief a blueprint. The body listens to these signals without resistance. It translates thoughts into chemistry, belief into posture, emotion into energy flow. The mind does not live alone, it lives within the body, and when awakening arrives, the link between them becomes undeniable. You begin to notice how tension gathers when fear repeats, how joy softens your face and spine, how doubt contracts the chest. These are not metaphors, they are truths. The body is your emotional echo, and every time you shift your inner narrative, the body responds subtly, then dramatically. When you think lovingly, the cells open. When you judge, they constrict. The awakening body cannot lie. It reflects your consciousness in real time, showing you what is aligned and what longs to be healed. This is why emotional honesty becomes essential. Suppressed feelings no longer stay buried. They manifest in the body as discomfort, resistance, or fatigue. The awakened body demands authenticity. It invites you to feel what arises fully, without labeling or suppressing. Anger, sadness, joy, fear, all have a frequency, a lesson, a movement. When honored, they pass through like waves. When denied, they anchor into muscle, joint, and organ. To love the body is to give your emotions space to breathe. As you refine your inner landscape, your outer form begins to mirror this refinement. You stand taller, breathe deeper, speak more slowly, not from performance, but from coherence. The alignment between body, heart, and mind becomes visible in your very presence. You become radiant, not because of appearance, but because of the harmony flowing through your system. People feel it before they understand it. You don't need to prove your light. It walks with you. This state of coherence also strengthens your intuition. You begin to notice sensations that guide you. A tight chest before a misaligned choice. A rush of calm before a sacred yes. Your body begins to act as compass, not just companion. It steers you through vibration. Logic becomes a servant, not a master. The awakened path is walked with feeling, with trust in the language of sensation. The body does not debate. It knows. And in this knowing, you reach a threshold. The body is no longer something you have. It is something you are, a sacred extension of the divine. It is not a tool, but a revelation, a mirror of your becoming, a living scripture of the soul's evolution. To walk in your body now is to walk in ceremony. Each movement, breath, and sensation becomes prayer. The divine is not just above or within. It is through you, pulsing, vibrating, and eternally alive. As your body awakens to light, it begins to remember the language of the earth. The trees are no longer scenery, they are kin. The rivers are not background, they are mirrors. You begin to sense that the wind, the soil, the stars are not external, but extensions of the same intelligence that flows through your veins. This is not poetic fantasy. This is biological truth. Your body is made of the elements, and in spiritual awakening, it seeks their embrace. Nature becomes your sanctuary, your medicine, your silent teacher. In this holy communion, your body aligns itself with the rhythm of the earth's breath. You may feel called to walk without purpose, to sit in stillness by water, to lie on the ground and let gravity hold your weight. These impulses are sacred. They are the body's way of recalibrating through elemental contact. Trees ground your nervous system. Streams clear your energetic residue. Sunlight reawakens your cells. Fire warms your core. Air reopens your lungs. Each element carries codes, and your body, in its awakened state, knows how to receive them. The breath becomes more than survival. It becomes sacred passage. Each inhale is a welcoming of light. Each exhale, a surrender of the old. The way you breathe changes. You may find yourself drawn to slow, intentional breath work. In stillness, your breath leads you into deeper states of embodiment. It activates, nourishes, heals. You may begin to sense energy moving as you inhale from root to crown, and as you exhale, tension dissolving into space. The breath is your first language, older than words, and now it becomes your prayer. As this alignment deepens, the body begins to expand beyond its previous limits. You may feel taller, lighter, more spacious. Your spine lengthens not through posture but through energy. Your movements slow, not from fatigue, but from reverence. You feel the sacredness in each step. You begin to understand that your body is not just a vehicle, it is a vessel of divine intelligence. And through it, the universe is becoming aware of itself. Your every breath is a bridge between realms. This understanding dissolves the illusion of separation between spirit and form. No longer is spirituality something you chase outside the body. It is something you embody in the pulse of your blood, in the warmth of your hands, in the silence between heartbeats. Meditation does not require you to escape the body, but to descend fully into it, to feel the divine in your bones, to anchor light in your marrow, to know God not as theory, but as vibration moving through you. In this place, the body becomes a sacred altar. You treat it not with vanity, but with reverence. You nourish it with intention. You rest it with gentleness. You move it with presence. You listen not just with your ears, but with your cells. The awakened body no longer asks, "What should I do?" but whispers, "What do I need to feel whole?" And when you answer that question honestly, you are not only healing the body, you are healing the world through it. At the final curve of this awakening path, a revelation quietly arrives. Your body is not a passive observer of transformation. It is an instrument of manifestation. It does not merely reflect your inner shifts. It becomes the sculptor of your outer reality. As your consciousness expands, your body refines itself to carry the resonance of your soul's purpose. It becomes not just a mirror of your spiritual state, but a sacred projector, through which divine vision touches the material world. Every movement becomes a gesture of creation. The way you stand shapes the field around you. The way you speak bends the direction of energy. Even the way you breathe carries influence. You are no longer bound by unconscious habits. You begin to move with intention. The way your hands touch, the pace of your steps, the softness of your gaze, all of it begins to emit vibration. You're not performing, you are channeling. Your body is becoming a frequency that others can feel before they understand. And as this embodiment deepens, self-care becomes holy. Nourishing your body is no longer about rules, it's about clarity. You feed yourself light, not for appearance, but for alignment. You rest, not to recover from life, but to expand your ability to receive it. You stretch and walk and breathe, not because you must, but because your body asks to be honored, not as a means to an end, but as a living temple through which the divine speaks. Health becomes a spiritual language. The more you listen, the more the body teaches. It reveals how nature and spirit live through you. Your skin longs for sunlight, your feet for soil, your spine for fluid movement. You begin to feel the pulse of earth in your bones and the hum of stars in your cells. The elements no longer live outside of you. They rise within. Wind speaks through your breath. Water flows in your blood. Fire dances in your nervous system. Earth roots in your bones. Spirit lives in your heart. And from this union, manifestation flows effortlessly. Your thoughts, when grounded in the body, become real. Your emotions, when fully felt through the body, become magnetic. You begin to notice that the more embodied you are, the more your outer life reflects your inner peace, the more your posture aligns with truth, the more opportunities unfold in resonance. This is not magic, this is the design. You are meant to create from wholeness, and your body is the brush with which the universe paints. So now you understand. The awakening is not somewhere far above you. It lives beneath your skin, within your breath, in every step you take. Your body is not an obstacle to the divine. It is where the divine arrives. To be in your body fully is to say yes to life. It is to declare, "I am here, I am ready, and I am sacred." And with each breath, each movement, and each heartbeat, you carry heaven, not as an idea, but as a living, radiant truth walking this earth.